The Innovators is brought to you by the Jamaica Yellow Pages. What will you discover today? Columbus Business Solutions, the Jamaica Business Development Corporation, The Gleaner, Future Services International, and Silver Star Motors. Meet the Innovators, Yannick Page and Gary Matalin. Over the next several weeks, they'll be helping aspiring and struggling entrepreneurs to make more money. Yannick Page launched her first business at age 17 and knows how to start a business on a shoestring budget. She's a certified trainer in entrepreneurship and workforce innovation and is also the founder of the award-winning company, Future Services International. Gary Matalin is the co-founder and director of Newstone Limited. This successful entrepreneur is also the co-founder of KLE Group, owners and operators of Fiction Lounge and Usain Bolt's Tracks and Records.
Gary, Hope, today we have Marc Laird. He's an entrepreneur who owns Strictly Events, and it really is an event rental company. He needs our help, so let's take a look and learn some more.
My name is Marc Andre Roy Laird. I'm the operations manager for Strictly Events Jamaica Limited. 2 years ago, I wasn't working. I left my job to pursue the business full time. It didn't seem very productive, I guess, to my parents. My mother and I actually got into a big fight about me not going to job interviews and turning down job interviews. And then I really took the business really serious. I got the business registered and I got a website. I've been teaching for 2 years part-time. It's a family-run business. But how I got into the event industry was the school has a few tents for itself, which is used for sports day. And while I was still going to UTech, I came across persons who were in the event industry and they wanted to rent tents from me. And so that's how I actually got into the business.
Interesting stuff.
Yeah.
Well, let's bring him in and meet him. Hey Marc, how are you doing?
How are you doing?
Good. Have a seat, man. So, you're in the event rental business.
Yes.
Seems to be a pretty crowded space. Tell me what's different about your company.
Well, right now, my company specializes in renting LED furnitures.
So Marc, is this a proprietary technology? Is this something you invented?
No, Gary. It's been around for a while. It's very popular in Europe and in the States. But I figured out how to build a unit here in Jamaica without having to buy a kit or purchase the entire unit from overseas. It runs on batteries, displays about 15 different colors, so you can match it to almost any decor or color scheme you want.
So can we see it?
Sure.
Light it up.
And what's an average rental rate for something like this?
It's $1,800 per unit, comes with the cover, and that's separate and apart from delivery and setup, which is dependent on obviously the location of the venue.
How I came up with the cost was after factoring the cost for the raw materials and to build, then I also looked at what was the going rental rate for a regular table, and then I also had to look at what my competitors were renting acrylic tables for, and I came up with a middle figure.
I love what you've done, Marc, because really what you've done is to, you identified this very unique event piece that, your clients would benefit from. It was too expensive for you to buy them, right, and you recreated it right here in Jamaica.
Yes.
So we love that. But my concern with respect to your business is, as Gary said, it's a very crowded space. And especially in a down economy, events are usually heavily impacted.
True.
Especially elsewhere in the world, we've seen where once there's a recession, you guys get hit sometimes 50-60% cuts in business.
Right.
So what strategy have you been employing to really minimize the effects of the recession?
One of the other things that we do is we rent tents, so that helps to supplement income. and we try to partner up with event planners. One of our current clients is from start to finish.
It is always a pleasure working with Marc. He has a very good work ethic. He's always on time. He shows up at the locations. He ensures that the product is working, and if we have any problems whatsoever, it is not a problem to contact him.
Marc, what's your vision? Where do you see the company going? Where do you want to go?
In 5 years, I see my company expanding into event planning. I do have a few other ventures that I'd love to get into, but I also hope that I can grow what I would consider an event-based service provider company.
If you want to be in the event management business, don't you think that by only associating with people who already plan events that you're limiting your abilities?
Not necessarily, because I'm learning from them, I think. So that's a good way to go, but I do need to start promoting the business from that aspect if I want to grow from there versus just a rental company.
Interesting. How long have you been in business now?
The company has been around since 2011, but I've been in the business since 2007.
Still to come on the Innovators.
If he's getting more than 60% of his business from one client, he is in trouble. That's a huge, huge risk. We're in a recession, and it is very difficult for you to be able to earn money. But once there's a crisis, you cannot save your way out of a crisis. You have to earn your way. So you have to look for opportunities. What's important is not even so much financing as it is finding a market. You could have a good idea if you do not have a market, if you don't have people who are willing to purchase your products at the price at which is profitable for you, you have nothing. So very important. Focus on the market and what the market wants. Look for opportunities, and if you do that, you'll be successful.
I knew Marc wanted to have his own business from UTech, because that's all I could hear from him, and I'm really, really proud of him.
What are your numbers like, Marc? What kinds of revenues are you, what kind of revenue did you do last year? What are you aiming for this year?
On average, I make about probably 40,000 a month.
When you say 40,000 a month?
In income.
Total revenue? Sales?
Yeah, on average.
40,000?
Yes. You're right, yes.
40,000 a month is not enough to keep you full time. So I mean, if you really want to make a big business out of this, you have to get your revenues up.
How are you marketing the business?
Mostly through word of mouth.
I do have one major client for the rental of the LED furniture. I have a few repeat clients, corporate clients for the tent rental business, which helps to supplement the income. But I've been doing a lot of sales calls, and we're just trying to get more clients and get more exposure for the LED furniture.
Yes, I think we have enough information to be able to, have a discussion now. So give us a little while, and we're gonna have a discussion, and then we'll invite you back in.
In my opinion, I think he really needs to focus on the event rental business. For him to now take his eye off of that when he's just at the embryonic stage, to now go try and get into event planning. It just seems like it's a completely different thing.
That's where my headspace is. I agree with you. And I think that, what he's done is to be able to add some innovation to products that people rent all the time. And so that gives him a competitive edge. If he were to apply that same principle to a tent, to different chairs, to all these different things that we rent from event companies, he would give himself a huge competitive advantage. And I think that's where he needs to focus. The other concern I have with him is that if he's getting more than 60% of his business from one client, he is in trouble.
He's in big trouble.
That's a huge, huge risk.
Yeah.
And
he needs to diversify.
You have to diversify your client base.
To spread himself wider.
Because what will happen is that if it is that you have just one client giving you most of your business and that client goes, you have no business.
I think he needs to look for the business people, go directly to them, and let them know that he has these great items that he can rent to them, so that they can be calling him directly as well. Because what he needs to be doing is letting people be aware that he has this great product.
For me, I think that there's a couple of things that he needs to focus on. One being his marketing strategy. He needs to identify some different segments that he can go to specifically, communicate directly with them.
Yes.
And then on the other hand, he also needs to be looking at building his inventory, because when if you want to be the go-to person, you want to be the one-stop shop. You don't want to get some tables here and then have to call somewhere else for tablecloths or go somewhere else for chairs.
That, based on the question you asked him earlier, he can have another business happening, because he can also be creating these tables and selling them to companies that can use them, like the hotels and your nightclub.
Sure.
You know what I mean? So he can have that business happening as well as a revenue earner.
The event rental business is a massive industry, and there's going to be a few things that you're going to need to do to tweak what you're doing now to make it happen. But it's going to need your 100% attention, and you need to. It's great to be thinking outside the box. It's great to be creating new things, but do it where the event rental business is concerned. If you're going too far outside of that, you're just diluting yourself to a point where nothing is really going to be fully effective. In addition to that, the accounting and bookkeeping, I know it's not your thing, it was never ever my thing, but it's absolutely critical for a successful business.
Mark, you have a unique and a cute product. Those tables, you can do lots with them, but you need to let people know that you have them. And what I think you need to be doing is promoting yourself better. You, I think, need to identify a way to reach the business people in Jamaica, so that when they're doing their things, with or without event planners, they can choose you first. So Strictly Events needs to become a brand.
Mark, the last thing that I'm going to tell you is that, I really think that you've gotten a little bit complacent, lazy is another word. And the truth is that you have more than 60% of your business coming from one client. That's a big no-no. So one challenge I have for you is that I'm going to send you to find at least another 2 or 3 prospects who can also give you business, so that you're diversified that way, so that you're not as exposed if that one client says to you, I don't want to do business with you anymore. The other thing is that I would love for you to continue innovating products that people rent typically. So if you could do something like this with tents, right? If you could do something with chairs, look at things that people rent frequently and try to make them different. That will give you an edge, and what we're saying to you is focus on what's going to make you money. What's going to make you money is the rentals, and how you're going to differentiate yourself is doing what you're doing now. So with those, I think that if you do these assignments, you're going to be on your way. When you come back to us, we're expecting good news. So good luck.
It's now time for the assignments.
Hello, Mr. Laird. Welcome to Jaipur. I'm Carol Simpson, the Executive Director, and to share some information with you about protecting the creativity and the ideas of your business. All right, so one of the things that we would like to find out is, in terms of your company, what are the creative ideas or innovative ideas coming out of the company, so we can identify the areas of intellectual property that should be protected. Okay. So for example, trademarks, copyright, designs, that kind of thing. So let's start out in terms of your brand, your logo.
Okay.
Do you have a logo?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Let me give you a business card. This is the logo.
Oh, okay, lovely. So it's Strictly Events, and I see your slogan, it's strictly about your event.
Right.
And the logo, as you know, represents the brand. It's what will stand out. You mentioned that there were some other companies also doing rentals.
Right.
So your main function really is rentals. So let's speak then about the trademark, Strictly Events.
Okay.
I would recommend that you register as a trademark. Even if you're not developing now, the application provides for what we call bona fide intention to use it. So you actually could indicate and protect the mark in that category. And when you're ready now to put that out, you will already be protected. You have a beautiful website, I must say. Well, one of the things we would suggest is that for your own events, that perhaps what you can do is to take photographs of the events, and these you can post. Now, I suggest you take your own original photographs and don't run the risk of using someone else's photographs, because under the Copyright Act, the photographer owns the copyright in the photograph. So if you put up your own original photographs, then of course, yes, you own them. Or if you hire a photographer, you acknowledge who the photographer is and you give him, that credit. Thank you, Mr. Laird, for coming. It was my pleasure meeting with you and sharing information on intellectual property rights. Please come to our office when you're ready to register the mark, and we'll be more than happy to facilitate you. I give you my card.
Thank you.
And I'm going to give you a package of the information that we discussed.
Coming up on The Innovators.
You came here because you wanted to make more money, and we really want to know, are you making more money? So you are from Too Wild Entertainment.
Yeah.
The first thing I have to do is to tell you about the name. Yeah. Because Too Wild, I expect to see somebody come in here with orange hair, blue hair, and you come in here look like you're really going to church, like a really nice, prim, proper. So there's a mismatch with that name. That name is, I can tell you right now, it's off. So wrong.
You have to tweak your name. It is great to use the name that you currently have in some instances, but it is not a name that will sell your company with some of the other services that you want to offer.
Well, interestingly enough, one of the reasons that I've gotten widespread respect and a lot of favorable reviews was because of my decision not to change the name of the company. That was actually very surprising for me because I expected a bit of negative feedback, but the feedback I've gotten so far has been tremendous. Everybody is really with me and they're very happy that I didn't change the name of the company, so I'm happy as well. I'd just like to take the opportunity right now to just say thank you firstly to the Innovators for actually having me on the show and giving my company the publicity that it did.
Hi Mark, thanks for meeting me again.
It's a pleasure seeing you again.
Thanks. How are you first of all?
I'm good.
Great, and how is business?
Good so far.
Wonderful. Okay, well based on our previous consultation, I went back and I did some brainstorming and I came up with a number of exciting ideas that I think could be really good and really be a great fit for your business.
Okay.
You've been doing some good things so far. I mean, the website is a great initiative, Facebook is another great initiative, and the Yellow Pages is actually one of the tools that you can use as well to help you to, take that next step in terms of providing your business with additional exposure. The Yellow Page is like a business guide, right? And what you find is that most persons, once they think of a product or service that they need, it's like second nature to just pick up. That's the first thing that they think about.
Right,
they
go to the Yellow Pages.
So it's definitely a good tool for you to use to get your business out there. Another good thing about the Yellow Pages is that we are available on 3 platforms: print, online, and mobile. So we can reach the customer whichever way they search, whatever personality they have. Some persons, they don't need to print anymore. It's strictly online for them. So if that's the person that you're catering to, they can be reached. If you're on the go, on the road, and you suddenly need a service, you can just go on your mobile phone with the mobile app, and you'll be able to connect with the customer that you're looking for. Your main target audience, they would probably go online very much. That would probably be their main source. They're not to be into the print. So this profile page is actually an additional product that we offer. It operates almost as a one-page website or a landing page. And what it is basically you get an entire page for yourself on our website.
Okay.
Right, so what I've done for you, Mark, is that I have prepared some correspondence for you just to review. It really is a summary of what we discussed, some of the solutions that I had recommended for you. You can review it when you have some time, go over it, review it, and when you're ready, you can always give me a call.
Okay, that sounds really good, Kimoy.
So I thank you so much for meeting with me. It was really a pleasure, and I wish you all the best in your business. I think it's going to be a great success.
It's now time to return to the boardroom and update the innovators.
Hi.
Great to see you again. Have a seat.
Thanks.
Okay, so Marc, it's been a little while since you were last here. Tell us about the assignments you've been on.
Okay, well, I had 2 major assignments. I met with someone from Jaipur who gave me more information about patenting some of the designs. So that was some good advice. Also met with a rep from Jamaica Yellow Pages who gave me more information about how I could utilize the online Yellow Pages platform to build brand awareness for the name Strictly Events, as well as to generate more traffic to the website, which is a very, very important aspect of getting more clients.
You came here because you wanted to make more money, and we really want to know, are you making more money, and are you seeing where the future is much brighter for your business?
I can honestly say yes. In terms of the advice that you have given me, especially about just staying focused to the business model at hand right now, that has been a key factor in terms of looking more clients, getting more sales, doing more events. So I can say I do see a positive future ahead.
Yeah, started from the bottom, now we're here. Started from the bottom, now the whole team here. Started from the bottom, now we're here. Started from the bottom, now my whole team in. Started from the bottom, now we're here.
Marc has a tall task because you have some pretty significant players in the industry that are going to be extremely difficult to compete with in their game. What he needs to do is change the game a bit, and that's what he's done. I think that if he continues down that path from a strategic point of view and continues to market effectively and use all the new methods that he's adopted, he will have a great opportunity to develop a significant business.
In business, you have to have vision. You have to know where you're going, otherwise any road will take you. And what Marc has done is to actually create a good vision. He knows exactly how he's going to get there, and he's focused. He's not doing 10 things at once. He's trying to create a strategy where he is the leader in a particular area, and I think with his innovative nature, he'll be very, very successful. Marc, I wish you all the best.
I can honestly say that being on the Innovators has been a very enlightening experience, a very positive experience for me. And I am very optimistic about the future and the experience and the exposure that I've gotten from the show. And I want you guys to look out for me, look out for the business. You can visit our website, strictlyeventsjamaica.com, to get more information on our products and services.
The boardroom table and chairs were provided by the Corporate Interiors International Limited. We sell solutions, not just furniture. Gary's wardrobe was provided by Max Brown Limited. Next time on The Innovators.
When this can come from your heart, it's a true experience when you see someone appreciate the work that you do. It means a lot, and one day will come when we will be credited for what it is that we do out there. Whether you paint, you draw, you make jewelry, you do photography, videographers, anything that you do out there that's artistic. Every business out there needs what we do.
For further information on any of our assignments, please visit us at facebook.com/innovatorstv or email us at innovatorstv@gmail.com. The Innovators was brought to you by the Jamaica Yellow Pages. What will you discover today? Columbus Business Solutions, the Jamaica Business Development Corporation, The Gleaner, Future Services International, and Silver Star Motors.